All right. Let me just adjust that. Hopefully you guys don't hear me move the mic a little too harshly. Working on something for myself today. A little bit of June action, I feel. Let's see, let's work on the boxes. Don't mind the hacking and coughing in the background. That's some fam. Not feeling too great. Gotta love them seasonal allergies. I feel like these boxes need a bit of dirt on them. Oop, the other way around, the other way. I'm just gonna do some casual airbrushing here and there. Mostly just to kind of like add that bit of dirt lining, and then I'll go back in and clean that up. Hello. Yeah, I'm giving Monday streams a try. And this time I'm going to be functioning most likely by myself, since the others are chilling elsewhere or, you know, at their jobs. That's fine. Actually, I'm gonna try and switch this up to, ooh, wrong one. No. Because, like, I want the lighting to come in from the front. So, kind of like this way. So I gotta be more mindful about how I'm, how I'm dropping these lights and shadows and stuff like that. But yeah, I am working on June. It's kind of wanting to re-energize myself by working on something that is a little bit more for me. Since I've just been swamped with other things. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Just taking a little breather here and there. But yeah, I don't know. I just kind of felt like working on June because the game I'm playing June in has been on a bit of a hiatus. Mostly because like the DM is like getting like some new work opportunities, so they're trying to get that settled. And I'm just like, yeah, I mean, you do you, bro. Though I'm still kind of like half expecting the game to get dropped. Even though some people are like, no, that's not going to be the case. And it's like, I mean, if it comes to like, you know, working out what it is that you want to do, and it makes you happy and, you know, you get that nice income, then I feel like that definitely overrides anything game-wise. But it's kind of one of those agree to disagree sort of situations, I guess. Gosh. I have not been able to like really rant about June though. This poor bastard has had interesting and also worse times in game. never I don't know what it is with like me and playing warlocks, but every time I do, I've never, and I mean never, had an active patron. Which is kind of like, the whole thing about being like a warlock. Your patron is there to be part of your story. But it's legit every time I play this dude or like any of my freaking warlocks, and I have a lot of them because I've always wanted to try and have like, like some involvement with my patron and stuff like that. Like, ooh, I want some of that tasty, spicy drama. Give me that. But yeah, it just never happens. In fact, like June's patron is this what do you call it? Like a kraken of some sort, like just like some sort of leviathan. That's just the freaking point, right? Uh, and June essentially made a bargain with it because it not only saved his life, technically speaking. There's a lot of context that goes into that is it would take way too long to explain, but uh, he had Dimma died, and the patron was like, "Oh hey, look, somebody who's like dead, and I can feel their rage," and so they brought back June through their powers, as it were, and the bargain that happened later, because June just kind of like came back out of freaking nowhere and didn't really understand how or why he was alive. My god, this music is like really loud on my end. Let me just adjust this for my own ears. Oh, bless. Okay, anyway. Yeah. So that happened, and the patron was like, "All right, well, you want your freaking revenge. All you need to do is grow in power, then come find me and release me from my prison," because that's kind of what had happened. Like the patron was just like, I don't know, imprisoned somewhere in the depths of like the freaking ocean and whatnot. And I was like, bro, that sucks to be you, but all right, cool. And at this point, like in June's story, June was like, yeah, let's go get that freaking revenge because I'm going to do what that person did to me who killed me. And yeah, so but every freaking time June tries to get in contact with his patron, like, hey buddy, um shit's not going so well and I can't like find this person I'm trying to freaking find, or there's like some I don't know, spooky shit going on. You care to like give me a bit of a hint as to like what the hell this is? And this is like a creature that's apparently been like living for like one hell of a while. But the patron is just like, it takes me so much energy uh, to communicate with you, and you're bothering me for this. It's like the one thing you can do. All I ask is just like, hey, have you heard this name? No? Okay, cool, bye. He won't. It won't, and it sucks. And I don't know, it feels like every time I try to do something June related, I'm like continuously messing up somehow, some way. I didn't mean to erase that. But yeah, it is what it is. I mean, like the DM just runs the game how they want, and that's, more power to them, but also please. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, I feel like it's just wasted potential because, like, it is true. Like, I do get it that sometimes, like, patrons can be a little too much for some uh, DMs because they're just like, oh well, I have to remember all this and be involved. And it's like, well, sometimes it doesn't actually have to be like. I mean, you could probably pass on the mantle, as it were, to like somebody else to manage the patron, like some collaborative effort or whatever. Um, but that's neither here nor there. Oh my lord, keep selecting the wrong thing. No. Okay, you got a little bit more dirt. Hey, Lolsey. Thank you. It took me a while. Gosh. No, but I'm just complaining, I guess. Just trying to justify my own feelings about playing a warlock, I guess. Yeah. There's yeah, I've been like trying to breeze through a couple of different comms, but I am a little bogged down right now, so it's like must do something for me. Bruh, Lilzy, you should like guest on here. I'm not saying that because I'm lonely or anything. I'm just saying generally. It's nice to have other people, artistes, join in. If you want, I can set you up. You can like hop in right now. I don't know how busy you are, so no worries if you can't. Oh. Alright, give me a hot sec. Here you go. You don't get your own little character yet until you drop me one. Hi. Oh, wait, hang on. I gotta reconnect from the call. Gosh darn it. Okay, that should fix it.
Hello.
Hello. How are you, dude?
I'm okay. I've just been kind of, with all the news lately, I've just been kind of like sitting here.
Yeah. Yeah, bro, that's a frickin' mood. Oh.
Yeah.
Unrelated. We should get you a your own little avatar thing.
Yeah, I'll probably just make one quickly when I can.
Yeah, no rush.
Yeah.
Just lower that because that's like loud. It's like, oh, but then the music's gone. It's like, damn it. Goddamn loop back. The freaking stream slipstream is already like low as heck, and it's just how is it loud? But whatever, I don't care anymore.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I just sit in your streams and listen to you talk, like I'm not really listening to what you're listening to. I just put on my own shit, just
No,
low enough that I can still hear you.
that's yeah, that's valid. I just like having it because I save the video,
Yeah.
and it makes like for useful upload. Except for that one where I like had hot tea all over the place. So, uh, but you know, it'd be like that sometimes too.
Hey.
Um, but yeah, Ugh, gosh, I don't even think I told you like like how when my fam came back from
Uh-huh.
their little visitation and whatever, I had not turned on the TV for anything but Netflix, and even that was super rare because I don't watch television very
Yeah.
often. Um, and so like when they turned it on, like that entire you know shit going down in the news happened.
Uh-huh.
I was like, bruh, like I haven't turned this thing on because I didn't like wanted to live under my goddamn rock for just a while longer, and then this happens. It's like, God, we can't have nice things. Just
Yeah.
ugh.
I perpetually have Twitter open, so I'm just seeing everything and like it's one
Yeah.
of those times where I'm like, I'm so glad my boss doesn't give me a deadline because I'd be way overdue at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And I did snooping around. I'm like, okay, the other storyboarders are also not doing shit. So I'm like, okay, it's not just me.
Yeah, it's fucking. Oh, there goes my one. Rough.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to minimize my own swear output
Oh.
because then it allows me to, not do as much edits, post video and stuff.
Oh.
So like the hot tea one, I actually have to like edit, so then it's just like a speed through. And just be like, up, yeah, you can't. You just here have some nice music, but I freaking sped through the majority of this, uh, for your comfort, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Uh,
You gotta stop hurting yourself for the memes, Mirror.
wait, what did I do? What I do this time?
Just in general, like half the time when you like just text you on Discord, it's either you're saying hi, you're showing me an emoji, or you've hurt yourself in some way.
I swear it's not on purpose.
If you
God,
say so.
it's not. I'm just extremely accident prone. Even like Uzi just like reamed into me one day because she's like, "Mir, stop!" I'm like, "I'm not doing it. I swear, I'm not doing it on purpose. I'm not. I'm not masochistic. I'm just extremely accident prone." It was funny though.
Beautiful.
I painted my nails again yesterday.
Nice. What color?
Black, because that's all I afforded.
Hell yeah, mine are black.
I just afforded the
Mine are,
one.
mine are black right now. It's,
Hey.
it's it's the best one.
Well, yeah, agreed. 10 out of 10, agreed.
Like I have this bad habit now of like most characters I draw, I'm just like, they should have colored nails. Gives them black nail polish. It just looks good.
It does look good. Like
I
hands
will.
down,
I
I
will
bet you if
not
I were to give
stop.
June black nail polish right now, it'd look pretty damn good.
It would look
But
really good, but it would also look really good as gold because it matches the accent, or even the
uh,
blue.
yeah, it totally would 10 out of 10. But I'm not gonna do that because June doesn't wear nail polish.
Oh, of course.
But
I'm just saying if they did.
oh yeah, yeah, hell yeah. Gosh, this freaking chucklefuck is just surrounded by incompetence though. Oh, God. There has not been much improvement with his crew, which is like, it's whatever. But also, please stop nearly almost getting me killed. That'd be appreciated.
It's funny.
Oh, yeah, yeah, sure. It's freaking funny, I'm sure. Also hilarious. Imagine your little lulzy emote would be either robot you or something else. I don't know. Could be anything.
it would probably it would probably just be stupid little robot me.
Gosh, like in the I don't know, most potentially boring part of drawing? Question mark.
Hmm.
I don't know. Coloring phase is not my favorite thing to do. I'm decent
Yeah.
at it, but it takes forever.
Yeah.
Forever. Yep.
Oh my god, because I'm in the server now, I have access to all your fucking emotes.
Oh no, that's right.
I grow powerful.
All the dumb emotes that I have. Gosh.
I love it.
Yeah, most of them are cats. That's why I call this the kitty
Kitty
cat
cat.
server.
I love it.
Gosh. Not gonna lie, I ended up using this server because I was just too dang lazy to make another one. Cause I already coded my little character
Yeah.
for this voice channel, so I didn't want to do it again. I guess happy little miracles.
I love how like all of the talking in the server has been on the channel that's not called chat.
I know. I'm so gosh. I just I just want consistency, but it's whatever. I just at the same time I don't care.
It's funny.
Yeah, ha 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 ha. I'm sure it's funny. Gosh. Forget that you can see all the history and everything. It's like, oh no. All the freaking dumb stuff. Ay ay ay.
But dumb shit's the best.
Hmm.
I love this picture of June sitting like an absolute whore, and it's great.
Please. Please. Just let me indulge in dumb
I'm
pirate
not
pose.
I'm not knocking it. It looks great. Sitting like a whore is a compliment.
Oh my gosh. Why is there like no? Oh, I'm on the wrong freaking layer. Of course, that's why. Okay, cool. That's great. That's awesome. No freaking stress. God damn it. Okay. I'm just like, no matter what I do, this is not showing up on the boxes. Now, if I do this, it'll show up on the stupid boxes. Oh, God. Gosh, dang it.
Dang it, gosh.
Yeah, dang gosh. I am excited to try out Sprawl though.
Oh, hell yeah. That's gonna be fucking wild.
I imagine so. Session 0 is only so far about like making the corporations and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like the whole collaborative effort because you more or less get the players to be part of the world building.
Yeah. Also, I'll be right back.
Yeah. Hey Vex. Yeah, Eric, I'm gonna be running a small sprawl game. And Wells is gonna be one of my players. I already have part of the page set up on Roll20, and I don't even give a shit what other people say about like Roll20. Like I know it has its ups and downs, and it's like not like the perfect thing to run on, but it's my choice. So whatever. But yes, hello Vex, hello. And I probably should have labeled like which one of these were actually line art. This one? No. Is it this one? No. Is it this
You
one?
mean to tell me you
No.
don't label your layers?
Found it. Okay. I have now.
Goody goody.
Why do you always come back at like the worst freaking times to just make fun of me?
Because I just have great comedic timing.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
Oh, hi, Vex.
God. Freaking you and Babby got me for this pose. It's so funny.
It's a
Like,
good pose.
Babby is like, occasionally like, what a king, but also like sitting like really splayed out. I was like, stop. Just bullying me on the side. I mean, it's funny. It's still funny, but oh gosh. But yeah, no, Eric. There are some people who are very vocal about their opinions about the use of like Roll20 versus the hell is the other one, uh Foundry. And it's like it doesn't really matter. Like if you don't like either or, and that's like it's gonna be run on the game that you're playing, and it just like you just can't stand it, then don't play the fucking game. Just
Yeah,
go somewhere else.
just,
Like
it's just a site.
one, yes, it is just a site, but two, like, dude, if you're gonna be like super up in somebody's face about like your opinions for, uh, like, um, like a DM's choice on like where they want to run the game, it's like, well, one, it's not your game, so back off,
Yeah.
and two, Not everyone is going to take your opinions as like, oh, you just wanting to share your, your opinion. Sometimes it could just sound a little bit more hurtful than intended.
Yeah.
So it's like, just shut your face and just let it be.
Shut the hell your mouth.
Yeah, shut the hell your mouth. Yeah. Gosh. Just like a smidge of pipe right here that is open on the blue, and I don't like that. So I was just like back and forth, looking over like the character line and making sure that there's no gaps. Because I did use the fill tool to do this, but it's also like I have to go in and fix it too. So.
Oh, absolutely. I'm the same way.
Gosh. Vex! I'm sorry. God, no. Oh. Got me in a giggle fit now. Oh, gosh. That's funny. It's the worst, but it's funny. I'm gonna turn off the freaking shading for a moment. Gotta make sure that the lines are good. Yeah, adjust the buckle here. It's like, yeah, it's that one. It's a little too much. I'm sure. Goodness. Just blind people casually with June crotch. It's fine. It's clothed. It's fine. Could be worse. Could be on my other channel. But we're safe here.
Teehee.
Teehee ho ho ha ha. No, but yeah, earlier I was complaining about not having very involved patrons.
Well,
Because, like, what's the point of being a warlock? Like the whole point, mostly behind, like, the warlock is to get that flavor, you know? And then if it's not there, it's just like...
to get your otherworldly bestie.
Yeah, your otherworldly bestie, or not bestie, but you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do hope the Sprawl game will be fun too. We're just locking in players steadily.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. It's no real rush or whatever. It's like, if they can, they can. If they can't, they can't.
For sure.
Yeah. My God, what layer is this on? No, it's the shirt layer. Of course it is. You son of a... Where are you? No, that's not... No, wait. No, wait. That's just me being dumb. No!
Da, 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 da,
It
da, da,
was.
da, da, da.
Gosh, just going back and forth, just like cleaning up here and there. It doesn't look like I'm doing a whole bunch, but I'm
It's
doing stuff, I swear.
behind behind the scenes.
Yeah, behind the scenes, it can get a little boring fixing continuously, but you can't tell what's being fixed. There's like, just, like, I can see the brush moving, but what the hell is happening? It's like, no, there's stuff. Gosh darn this shirt. Nope. Yeah, the simple idea I had for June and his patron was like, um, June was killed and isn't like pretty much like thrown overboard,
Mm-hmm.
like in what was like a betrayal,
Yeah.
and he sank to whatever depths it was, and essentially something air quote found him
Mm-hmm.
and brought him back. In the game he is in, he was brought back like in the middle of the freaking seas or whatever, and it really sucked because he had to swim all the way to land. Um, but he done did it, and my gosh, if he was a fit of rage. But yeah, I don't know. I just like, not gonna lie, June is like hands down one of the coolest characters I made. And I just want a good story for him, and it's rough.
Understandable.
So at this point, I'm just like, I guess I'll just write my own stuff.
Oh.
It's not to say like the DM isn't like doing his best or whatever, but it's also like we do have some communication issues that we've tried to fix, but
Yeah.
but I guess it's whatever. Kind of contemplating like putting like some teeth in the back row, like right here. But at the same time, it doesn't look good if I have the entire mouth blacked out.
Yeah.
So much to consider. Blah 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 blah. Filling the space with sound of my voice, I guess.
Woo.
I don't know, I'm not too happy with this chin yet. Like, hey, get out of here. Go, shoot. You too. There we go.
I think what the issue might be is that like the way the chin is, it looks like the chin, like the bone of the chin is poking out to the side rather than
Yeah,
the bottom
I
of
know
the
the
skull.
issue. It's just
Okay.
I have not visited this piece in like fucking ever.
Yeah.
There goes my number 2. So can't, must be relatively family friendly. Darn.
Gosh dang it.
Gosh dang it. Yeah, that looks better
Yeah.
already. Yeah, I had not visited this piece since I initially inked it, so it's a lot of like going back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. It's also nice to like, take a break too
Yeah.
from whatever I'm working on. I feel like this eye needs to like be moved up slightly. So I'm gonna see if I can cheese that a little. Uh-huh. How's that eye
So,
shine?
is that with the new liquefy tool?
Yeah. I ain't ashamed.
Yeah, it's a tool. It's what it's for.
Yeah. Okay, this needs to go onto the line layer. Wait, what the hell? Oh. There we go, that's better. Ugh. I forgot I flipped the page, the image, so I was like, oh, um, let's see, maybe incorrect. Oh my god, that was the wrong fucking layer. That's my third one. No. Okay, well, I can't. Darn it! Dang it!
Another dollar. Another dollar for the swear jar.
No. Why can't I have bloopy button? Well, the opacity here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's all coming back together. What
If you
a
weren't gonna make the
game.
joke, I was.
What?
The crunk.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Babby was able to confirm that the time slot so far works for her.
Nice.
For that, so we get to have that level of chaotic energy. Mags is still in like an unknown party, but if Mags is unable to join, then I'm going to consider uh, poking at Jazzy.
Nice.
Because it's it's about finding people that one mesh well, two have open schedule, and three have decent mic and connection quality, among other like a
Yeah.
list of other things. But those are like some primary factors.
Understandable.
Another issue here that I can see. Wah, wah. So are you drawing? I can kind of hear a clicky clack.
Yeah, just sketching.
It's like leggy cat. What you drawing? If you don't mind sharing.
I mean, I should be working proper, but like again, no deadline her. So I am quote unquote warming up by drawing a D&D character I will probably never get to use, or at least not a long ass time.
Oh gosh, ain't that a mood?
Yeah. It's funny when you ask someone like, "Oh, what's your like favorite class to play?" And like half the people who ask me that expect me to say rogue because I just love those mechanics. But I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
"No, I fucking love barbarians." It's just so
Barbarians are
good to
very
get.
simple.
They are. It's just you just get angry and you hit
You
things, and
just
it's
get
so it's so fun.
hell
But
yeah,
like
hell
you know
yeah.
me, I tend to add more depth to stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. I get you. I get you. It makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, Vex rogues are super fun. For the time being, when I was playing Dante, he was busted. My DM was trying so hard just to hit him.
I'm gonna redo this part.
Like I could hear the disappointment. Was like, "Oh, I'm gonna hit you with this AOE," and I'm like, "Evasion, baby."
Baby.
And also because like he's using this the stator set, so like it was magic, so he got advantage.
It was freaking just continuously devastated a DM. Gosh.
I wasn't even doing it on purpose. I'm just like, I want to play a cool, fun rogue, and then
Mm-hmm.
just like he rolled like a god for stats, and then like it's just like, oh no, he's untouchable. Though to be fair, half of it is my DM's fault. They made the mistake of giving him a teleporting dagger.
It's always the custom items. It's always the custom items.
Yeah, I mean, she gave it to me, so like he could throw a dagger, and if it hit someone, he would be teleported to them without wasting any movement.
Uh huh.
And he's a swashbuckler, so he can just disengage after he gets hit and then hide.
I just
It was
feel like
it was
secondhand
horrible.
pain for this DM. That's like something that was so avoidable too. But it's just like, well, I mean, you made it, so.
Yeah, oh my god, it was so funny. Like, because this game, like, we kind of like tiptoe in and out of hell. So like with one combat, we were fighting a couple abshis. So that's what Dante did. He threw the threw the dagger at it, teleported to it, got his attack in, and then like disengaged and hid, and like hid really well because of course those stats are really good. So the Abishai would never target him. He'd go for like other people instead.
Because they'd be easier to hit.
Yeah. I felt so bad. I was like, I'm sorry. I'm just testing out the mechanics.
Yeah, it's called getting good.
He was nasty. At another point too, like we were fighting a Baylor, and like everybody was caught in the explosion when it died, except for Dante,
Of
because he
course.
was because he was like, I'm not going to deal with the big monster. I'm going to deal with the cultist pulling the strings.
How'd that go?
It went fine. He didn't blow up like everybody else
It
did.
didn't blow. Mm. Remember that one game I had you like eat a bunch of snakes?
Yes, it was only one. It was only one snake, but I failed the
Well, I
con
meant the
save.
group, but yeah.
Poor Vesta. At least she doesn't beat snakes in this game.
Look, at that point, I should have honestly just given it to you. Uh,
No, it was funny.
I know it was funny, but I should have been like, just go. You're good. Just go. Because you just kept choking on it. I was like, I'm sorry. It's like a legit mechanic of the game. I should have changed it.
No, it's fine. It was fucking hilarious.
Uh,
I think even funnier is like the time I missed a session, so like the other two moved on and like Vesta had to catch up. It's like, it took me a week to catch up to you people. You have shitty directions.
it's like, we're gonna mark these trees.
And then
Every
it goes
tree
into the
was marked.
circle and it's like, oh no.
Gosh. Honestly, it would have just been easier if I was like, yeah, you caught up. Yeah,
Sure did.
I think what was funny is like while you were catching up, those two fell down the goddamn stairs. like like one was like an instant like just fall off a freaking pillar 40 feet, and then the other was like 40 feet worth of stairs.
God.
One was significantly worse.
What were they doing?
Okay, so I'll just kind of make a new layer just to explain this because it's freaking worth it. Okay, so
Okay.
all right, so in Tomb of Annihilation, there's like this like opening dungeon, right? So then so you can just get used to like the dungeon mechanics. However, in order to get to like this freaking like treasure and stuff, you had to go through like this hall entryway. So like, you know, there's like bushes and like trees on the outside, but then there's like this hallway they have to go through, right? And there's like this initial like fall trap like hidden there. There's a like rotary saws or axes that swing on down like right here. I did not make this, by the way. And so then there's like these like level step pads, right? That, well, I kind of like lifted this a little too high, but yeah. And this is like all held like in a big ass like temple or whatever. But like there's this door that they're trying to get to at the end of this hallway, right? So let me just draw our little party here. I'll just draw them in like a darker red. Okay, there we go. Shrink them down to size. Okay, so they show up, right? And they're like, "Oh, hey, well, let's go in, right?" Now remember that one of you was playing a rogue. Okay? So let's keep that in mind, right? In the back of our mind. So like, okay, well, it seems like a hallway. Let's go. And Uzu Max just go in, immediately trigger the pitfall trap.
They didn't check for traps.
They didn't check for traps. They just like, let's go in. And
oh my God.
Mags fell to the bottom of like the pit. There's like no spikes or anything, so it's just a straight drop. And we just can hear like Mags's like armor characters be like, oh, I'm good. And they climb back up, right? So like, okay, let's just avoid that. And at that point, yeah, Uzu checked for traps and was like, okay, well, there's this entire little area here. We just have to, you know, step over or just like go over on the side and we're good. And Max is like, okay, well, there's that. And before Uzu can continue checking for traps, Max continues forward, has to dodge a shit ton of axes, swinging axes, and gets hit a lot.
That's a good day to sleep in.
Yeah, it was. And just manages to get to this side before Uzu goes and clogs the traps, right? And then they see like a bunch of floor panels like on these steps, right? And they have like different symbols, and it's like there was a sequence to them that was very easy to follow, more or less. And they thought they figured it out initially. They didn't. And they set off a trap here, which was I believe it was spikes. So a bunch of like spikes came up, and it was like an instant like, oh, it wasn't great. And then they managed to get to the second level, which was like another platform of those plates, which they also failed to figure out with like the freaking sequence pattern. And it's like it's one of those like, hey, step on the ones that only have a triangle kind of sort of thing. But yeah, so fire erupted from this one. Before they finally made it to the final platform, which there was nothing, thank goodness. But there was a door, and the door depicted like a man carrying like a crocodile on his back, and that was a whole like symbolism thing that was going on with this thing, right? And so there were two handprints. Like two sets of handprints on the door, like where you were supposed to put your hands, but because there were like four of them in total, they had to figure out like, we have, in order to open this door, we have to put hands in these spots simultaneously. How do we do that? Mag's solution was to punch the door. The door had a rebound feature on it, so immediately, like for any point of aggression to like break in, it sends like a shockwave outwards to knock back the person who's trying to break in, right?
Oh my god.
Mags fell back to the edge. Like I drew this edge really large, but it was actually like very shallow. So Mags fell down here, got set on fire, fell down here, got hit by spikes, and then was just down here.
Oh my god, it's a good thing they were in enchanted armor. Holy shit.
Yeah, it was insane. And eventually they clambered back up, and they did figure it out, because I had to steadily describe it in like multiple different ways. I was like, please just get on somebody's shoulders and just put on it's so simple, please. So they eventually figured it out, and they got in, right? And they're like, okay, cool, there's this like big ass stair pillar, and once again the same depiction of the man carrying the crocodile on his shoulders is seen throughout, but it's like, you know, on like hieroglyphic on the wall, like steadily going up the stairs, so it's shown that way. It's like, okay. And it even like shows like a small depiction of like, if you don't do that, consequences will be had.
Oh my god.
So yeah, so they got on each other's shoulders, right? And so they go up here, and they had to do like a balancing act, but they made it up here, right? And they found the alchemy jug, so that's where it was, right? And they're like, yay, we finally got it. And they're like leaping for joy, essentially. It's like, okay, well, now you got to get back down. And they're like, aha. It was like the instant, like, what do you mean? I was like, well, you got up. How are you going to get back down? They're like, oh, we'll just go back down the same way we did, so we don't trigger the trap. It's like, yeah, that makes sense.
It's fucking hilarious.
What?
If I was here for this session, a lot of this could have been avoided because Vesta knew fly.
I know. I know it could have. But yeah, so they're like on each other's backs, right? Or whatever, and they had to make like an athletics or like dex check or whatever just to get down. But primarily it was Mags who had to make that check, because Mags was the one carrying Uzu, yeah?
Yeah.
And Mags crit failed.
Oh, no.
And then Uzu failed to maintain balance. So Uzu immediately, like from this point, fell all the way down here, 40 feet.
Oof.
Landed with a oof, but was the one holding the alchemy jug. So the alchemy jug was fine, but Uzu was barely standing. Meanwhile, Mags proceeded to just like hit every freaking step along the way down, which that's a lot of like bludgeoning essentially. But the worst part was, well, yeah, but the worst part was is that every like fourth step or so there was a trap.
Oh.
And so, like fire and like a lightning bolt went off as Max tumbled down the stairs and eventually like landed there, and both of them had like Um, uh, like 1 or 5 HP remaining at that point. And I'm like,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
you're good. And they're like, no. They had like potions, so they doused themselves in it, and it was so funny. I'm just like, you don't have to do anything else to get out. Just go. Just go. And so they made their way out just wheezing.
Oh my God. That's so
It was
funny.
just so funny. It felt so bad though.
That's hilarious.
Oh, that was a crowning moment as a DM. Oh my gosh. It wasn't even like player versus DM. It was just like just bad luck.
It was roll 20 versus player.
Yeah. It's like I warned you about those stairs.
I warned you about the stairs, bro.
At every freaking step along the way. Gosh.
God, that is so fucking funny.
Uh, yeah, well, Eric, it took them like 30-40 minutes just to get past the first door. Okay?
Doors. Every player's true nemesis.
Doors are evil. No one can ever just like open them. No one can unlock them. Sometimes they're booby trapped. Haha, booby.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, ugh. I don't know. It was funny. Yeah, and then you caught up.
Yeah. And then I ate a snake, threw it up, and then ate it again.
Oh no. And that was also a game mechanic. That was the worst. It's like, oh yeah, they have to consume the serpent in order to ascend the stairs of this temple that worships serpents or some shit like that. And I was like, oh boy. And it was like, okay, you have to make this kind of check or whatever to do it. And they were like kind of half live snakes, but also not really real. So, yeah.
Still funny.
It was funny, yeah. Um, Not off the top of my head, Vex, no.
I don't know, but I do have a character in the game that has a bag of beans, so please enlighten me.
Also, careful about bag of beans. You can accidentally summon a pyramid.
Yeah, I know. That's why I've never used them. We have enough problems in that game. I don't need to be part of that.
Bruh, in this one game I was in, I had a bag of beans, and I freaking twice in a row because I planted it and it summoned a pyramid. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm like, okay, well, we're not going into that. I'll plant another one, a second pyramid. I was like,
two mummies.
2 mummies. It was the worst.
2 moms. Love wins.
God. Two moms love win. God. Goodness. Let's see.
Oh wow.
In the West March, we had to use a bean. We've got a beanstalk and a set of pocket dimension. My gosh.
Interesting.
Got that a little bit better. Just a lot of revisiting this
Oh,
image till it looks just right, you know?
yeah.
Gotta use scars for the contours and stuff.
Hell yeah.
I love doing that, by the way, for teeth.
Yeah.
Just like that little bit of gum right there.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's like it's something so small, but it's so good.
Oh yeah, I do that shit all the time too.
Yeah.
It's the difference between like a genuine smile and a ferocious one.
Yeah.
It's just like that innate like monkey feeling to bare your teeth.
What session was for the rainbow goose egg? Oh. Wow.
Damn.
It's like high risk, like reward, that kind of stuff. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Also, yeah, the music is playing, but I had to kind of adjust it for myself so then like I can hear it, but like, it might not be picked up on the mic just because I also want to be able to hear Lulzy. So. Hee hee ha ha.
So it's my fault. No, I'm kidding.
It is your fault.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
I'm also kidding. Don't worry about it.
But yeah. I also love doing this for eyelashes. Like that little gap space right there.
Hmm.
That is not needed, but I like doing it.
Nice.
I don't know, it just looks good for me.
Yeah.
In me
It's always
soil.
yeah. It's always neat to see like the specifics of an artist's style. Because like for me, like I don't do like consistent like black shading, but I always enjoy putting the black shade under the chin on the neck.
Yeah, oh my gosh. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. Almost. On top of that, kind of unrelated and related to inking stuff, um, like for the eye, whenever
Mm-hmm.
I um, do the eye that's like on the side facing like outwards,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I always do like this curve, like
Yeah.
that thing,
Mm-hmm.
just so it looks more like it has a goddamn shape to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gosh. go back in here and just demolish a bit of the eye again. So I'm not satisfied with it yet. I'm almost there, but it's just. There's still something wrong. I think I know what it is, but it's debatable if I can fix it. Yeah. God, I'm so close. I'm right on the edge of it. Why? And I'm not gonna stick on that too long. Forget it. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I mean, I care enough, but at the same time, now. Okay, let's see. Anything else I should add back onto this line art? God, the chin looks so much better. I bumped up the bun. Like the ear was edited. I feel like I need to revisit the nose a little because the nose is not entirely June's shape. June's shape is more like a harsher bridge. Darn it. Okay, fine. Okay. Just at that level of okay. Just accept the fact that I have to go back.
No, that's fine.
I guess, yeah, it's fine, but I don't wanna.
Well, sometimes you notice things a little later. It's like, oh, shit. It's better than noticing them after you post it.
Oh my gosh, that's true.
Yeah, and you're just like, fuck! Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's whatever. That's your 2! Or 1, I don't know.
I'm probably up there and I don't even realize it.
I don't know. You probably. I'm close to keep going. Just be like. with swears, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I kind of want to do this, black upper lip kind of thing. But it's kind of already implied a little. Yeah, that looks so much better. I redefined the the forehead a little.
Yeah.
I don't know. When it comes to character foreheads, I give it a little bit more space than I guess some people would expect.
Yeah, you even more real estate up there.
Well, it's it's a little bit more realistic.
Oh, for sure.
Because our hairlines are not that close to our eyebrows. That's a question. As a person.
Yeah, Mir, how's June as a person?
Okay, well, stat-wise, June is an extremely charismatic character. Like you're a freaking warlock. If you don't have a lot of charisma, ooh. Um, I mean, not that you have to, but ooh. Uh, but June is fairly confident, snarky on the outside, but on the inside they're kind of like this ball of like freaking rage and impatience.
Rage patience, if you will.
Yes, thank you, Elsa.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. Just, um, June very much doesn't like his time being wasted. Um, Hence why, like, right now with the group, they're trying to like save Thaddeus's mom. Is this our Artificers or Babby's like little Artificer character? But June doesn't really give two shits because, like, one, everything that Thaddeus, oh, that looks so much better, that Thaddeus said about his mother is like, why are you wasting your time for somebody who, like, hasn't reached out to you? Like, who clearly would rather forget you. But sure, whatever. This, like, that, and June has, like, huge difficulties, shelving his own agenda, because it's all about, like, it's all about that revenge, baby. Gotta go and get Bedlam, put a freaking bullet in his chest, see how he likes it. But yeah, so it's just complicated, I guess. I don't know if I missed anything. God, my dad keeps accidentally giving me a jump scare. Because I'm not used to people walking in front of, like, the office window.
Oh.
So he keeps doing that. I was like, like on the inside, like, oh
my God.
But it's whatever. But yeah, no, yeah, June is definitely a brutally honest character. Like, to the point where it does emotionally hurt other people, but he's, like, not been given a whole lot of reason to care about about other people, because he has huge trust issues now. Oh man, I have to fix all of this now. No. Okay, well, first let me just go back and fix pieces. Actually, I think the clothing was fine, more or less.
Save for the collar near the chin.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's go to the chin first then, I guess. Now, yeah, June has huge trust issues. I should also turn off this. No, wait, that wasn't even on there. It's actually on the skin layer, isn't it? It is. I'm an idiot. Okay, whatever. Has trust issues because of the one person that he had trusted the most is the one who betrayed him.
Yeah.
So he is less likely to just openly welcome other people into his life like that. Unfortunately, it's a bit of a mess because, like, his team is like, oh, we're doing our best, June, and June is like, yeah, cool, whatever. But when they, like, tell June of their personal problems, June is like, I don't want to get attached because of everything I've already gone through. And while, like, it's less likely of a possibility that these people are going to, stab me in the back. It's still like it's already happened before, and I'm not going to be surprised if it happens to me again.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Um, and it's not like a couple of the players and or characters that June has encountered hasn't tried to bond with June. In fact, like June has been a lot more patient with the younger characters of the group. Less
Aw.
so with Thaddeus, but steadily getting some tolerance for Thaddeus. Um, but like definitely Haruj, who's our Loxodon druid, June has shown a lot more patience for because it was revealed that Haruj is pretty much like a teenager.
He's baby. Can't
He's
do that. He's
baby.
baby.
He's baby. You don't be mad at baby. Well, you can't be mad at baby, but don't be mad at baby. Um, and so yeah, like he's shown a lot more patience for Haruj. Even though Haruj has made a lot of stupid life choices. Um, and so far June has just pulled whatever patience he has from deep down. That's what that is. Okay, cool. I mean, yeah, June isn't your friend. He doesn't want to be your friend. Uh, but he so far kind of like looked after Haruj a little.
Yeah.
Um,
Hell yeah, characters with trust issues.
Characters with trust issues. A God, Thaddeus is so goddamn green. Thaddeus accidentally gets like a freaking um uh I don't want to call it a cult because it's not a cult, but
A religion.
no, an assassin guild pretty much
Oh, yeah.
on him because he killed one of their own in self-defense because he
Ruh-roh,
was so
still can.
nervous that because we were camping outside the city, even though June expressed that that wasn't a good idea, like regardless of whether or not they had like a prize bounty on them, not so much as like to be hunted, but because like they captured like this creature to bring back to this one
Mm.
dude, and he was gonna pay like big money for it, but like the creature in question is worth like a gigaton.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so we camped outside the city because everyone else was like super sussy, I guess, and June's like, Belize, it's not even that bad. Um, and so yeah, we camped outside the city, and sure enough, like a couple of like the investigatory rogues, I guess, of that group was like, oh, we're just gonna poke and see like what it is that these people have. But that's all they were gonna do. They were just because they liked having control. They're pretty much like the mafia, um, and seeing what's going on. And Thaddeus got so freaking nervous, even though June told him, like, be chill, we're good. They're not going to do anything if we don't do anything to them.
Mm-hmm.
Thaddeus panicked and then proceeded to use his little um, metal hummingbird creature
Mm-hmm.
to call for help, and pretty much like called help from the city slash town guard. Um, and they'd be like, "Oh, we're outside over here. Like, can you come and please, like, help?" Um, and so they had to follow this little hummingbird out to where we were, and these poor bastards. They ended up dying as a result because the guild people were like, oh shit, guards and stuff, and instead of just like, you know, letting it slide, they just got rid of like the would be threat ASAP. um and it was really funny to me, and kind of June in a freaking dark way, as Thaddeus prepared to like run outside of our little Invisidome,
Oh.
to go and be like, oh, like, you know, thank goodness that you're there and blah blah blah, right? um and Yeah, that happened, and he stopped. He was like, ah! Oh no.
Oh
And
no, cringe.
yeah, so that happened, and then yeah, we got into a fight with these guys. Well, I say we, I mean like everybody else, because June was like, I'm not involved in this. They have nothing on me.
Bless you.
Thank you. Um, and so June was like, if you guys aren't back on this cart like in this amount of time, I'm leaving with or without you, because you know, at this point in time, like the group had not really been formed, like, you know, bonded and stuff. So
Yeah.
June didn't have a reason to stick around with these people.
Yeah.
So yeah, so like chaos ensued, and Thaddeus and our cleric at the time disappeared off into like the woods, because they were trying to evade getting stabbed and shit. Meanwhile, June's just chilling on the cart, like, I don't have to do shit because I'm not the one who provoked them. It was funny to me. And yeah, so Thaddeus got pinned by one of these assassiny dudes, and I think Thaddeus did like a thunder wave or a thunder shock or something with electricity, and it hit this dude so hard that like he didn't have a lot of HP left in the first place. Like it was an ongoing fight. But he died. He just straight up died, and Thaddeus panicked because I was like the first person he ever killed. Because he's that green. He's pretty much like equivalent of a hobbit. Never killed anything, whatever.
Yeah.
And
Oh my god, baby's first murder.
baby's first murder, right? So yeah, he was panicking, and oh my gosh. I like, as they were running back to the cart, they could hear like the threats of the like the remaining members of the guild, like oh, like, we will find you, we know your face, and like you'll never get away, that kind of stuff. Needless to say, Thaddeus was like very afraid. I mean, I would be too, but you know, couldn't be me. I didn't do shit. And June was like, "What the hell did you do?" And Thaddeus was like, "Oh, it was in self defense," in his little gnomish accent, right? And June's like, "You killed one of them? Why would you do such a thing?" He's like, "Well, they were gonna kill me." He's like, "Well, now they're gonna for sure kill you." But yeah, so Thaddeus was like, oh God, what do I do? What do I even do? I'm gonna die. I don't want to die." And so yeah, he's like, you know, he's panicking, understandable. And June's like, fine, I can probably fix this, you dumbass, but you have to like chill, just freaking chill. And he's like, I don't think I can. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much like that was mostly like June's line of thought. Like, so you killed one, but you didn't kill the witnesses. You okay? All right. Well, I see where this is going. You're a dead man, a dead gnome. But June went to the docks. We were in Athkatla at the time, but he went to the docks and was like, "Hey, we need to get to Baldur's Gate." Or whatever, like Waterdeep, Baldur's Gate, any other freaking city but here, and you have to leave today. Like within the hours or so would be very ideal. And eventually one of the ships was like, yeah, we're gonna go to Baldur's Gate, but we're not gonna arrive there for like a couple of months or so because we're a trader ship, so we have to bring cargo here and there. And June was like, I'll freaking take it, that's fine. And yeah, so he paid them off and, paid for their silence essentially, which cost me a lot of plat. I was crazy rich at the start because I rolled really high on money income.
Damn.
But yeah, cha-ching. But yeah, so I came back to the others and was like, okay, well, I got that all sorted out. If you want to live, shut up and go to the boat, and put on your stupid disguise, Thaddeus, and keep your mouth shut. And so Thaddeus like dressed himself as like a little old gnome. And was like, hey, yeah, I'm just old, nothing suspicious here. And June's like, the more you talk, the more suspicious it's gonna seem. He's like, oh my god. And it was interesting because once we left the I don't know, the inn that we were in, not like we were probably, I don't know, like a meter or two away, and out of curiosity, a couple of us looked back, and we saw like a bunch of cloaked figures enter that same inn. So it was, like, oh, they knew where he was. So, like, you're welcome. But yeah, we get to the stupid ship, and yeah, it was just, we set sail, and it was a long, arduous trek just to get to where we needed to get to, and June's dislike for a lot of people just steadily increased because he's just, bruh, I just wanted to freaking get this information. Oh, that's what I wanted that for. I just wanted to get this information on the person who betrayed me, and now I have to be delayed because of your dumbass. But okay, cool, whatever. But yeah, June has like constantly been having to like forcibly shelve his agenda, and it's not even of his volition. Because it's like, oh, we have to help Thaddeus again, or like in this one case, Thaddeus and Harouge were like, oh, we're trying to find this informant who went missing, like the friend of our other informant. And if we don't find him, then, well, that kind of sucks. But he does have like the other information that we need to find the dude you're looking for, June. It's like, yeah, I am aware of that, but we don't know where he is. He just went missing. Okay, cool. But we did end up spotting him, or rather they did. And there was like a long story short, we fought like some vampires beforehand, but one of them got away. And so we kind of recognized like, this woman, right? Like scarlet red hair, just a freaking banger of a chick, right? And eventually like that was who our informant was spotted with, but the missing dude was also with her. However, our current informant was also with her. So it's like, what the hell is happening? And it seemed like he was under a trance. It's like, uh-oh. And me as a player, I'm like, okay, either she's a vampire or she's like a mage of some sort. And either way, neither of that's good. And so what ends up happening is that they're like, okay, we're gonna swoop down in like Thaddeus, get on my back. I'm gonna turn into a giant owl, and we're gonna swoop down and grab like our current informant, and at least get him out of that situation. Just pick him up and go. And so that was their plan. They try to pick him up and go. But what ends up happening is that there were other freaking vampires in the area anyway, because they had a suspicion that lady was a vampire, right? So they send a message to like the first mate of my freaking ship. I'm captain, by the way. They send it to like my first mate, who's like, hey, like we found like our like this informant. He seems to be with like this one chick or whatever, kind of like that. She looks like that vampire chick that we saw before. And it's like, dude, dude, we were under leveled to deal with that in the first place. And so they're just like, oh god, like we need to gather up everybody. And so they my first mate, who was like the rogue of our party, just like hauled some serious ass to get to June, who was separated from the party at that point because June just wanted to turn in for the night on his ship, but that was not ever going to fucking happen. And so when June hears about this, it's like, god damn it. Okay, fine, let's go and save their ass. Where were they, like, you know, last spotted? Did they give any coordinates? And it's like, oh, they were in this district in Baldur's Gate. It's like, okay, so we go over there and we get a messenger instead from Thaddeus' little like hummingbird thing, because they ended up getting captured by the vampires and then coerced into telling us not to struggle when the other vampires come to get us. And so that was like delivered via the little hummingbird, and June's like, I hate him so much. And so the vampires sure enough show up and are like, you are going to come with us. It's like, yeah, clearly, let's just get this over with. So we go with them, and said vampires are like, okay, well, now you're going to go speak with our, like, the head honchos and stuff, right? And June's like, I don't give a shit anymore, just let's go. And yeah, we end up meeting with like the head of like this coven, which is these I don't know, like stereotypical sexy vampires, we'll just say. And my god, they were like, okay, well, you got in our way, why was that for? And of course, like, Thaddeus tries to explain, like, the whole, like, oh, you have our informant and blah, 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 blah. But he's stuttering so bad. And June's just, like, pinching, like, the bridge of, like, his nose. Like, I can't even. And so I have to use, like, my freaking, you know, persuasion and everything. Just be like, okay, one, chill. Like, yeah, it's true, you do have our informant. It would be lovely to have him back, or at least, you know, have a little bit of a bargain to maybe get his return. And they're like, oh, you really want him back that badly? He's like, yes, like, he has information that we need, ideally. So having him back alive would be great. And so the vampires agreed. However, we had to do something for them, of course. And that something was to break into a highly guarded prison facility to break out their vampire mama. It like, when I say highly guarded, it was guarded by a celestial dragon. And so just getting into the facility was like a freaking pain in the ass, because none of us knew Celestial. So that was great. But yeah, anyway. So the vampire's like, yeah, do that for us, and, you know, we'll give you back your informant. But, you know, we kind of had, like, we're a little bit sussy because we didn't entirely sure, like, you know that they were going to hold up to that. Spoiler alert.
How dare you casually say the word sussy? How dare you?
I'm sorry. I like saying curse things, okay?
Do go on.
But yeah, so they were like, okay, go break out our you know, vampire mommy, please, okay, thanks. And we'll know if you don't, like, you know, follow through with that, because we're going to put this, like, brain worm into one of you that'll keep, like, constant monitoring. So in case you try to leave, spoiler alert, you can't. And we're like, okay, well, who's gonna carry it? And they're like, oh, no, it's not gonna be, like, when we say, like, this worm, it's going into one of you. It's like, okay, not it. And then, God damn it, Martin. Like, so they were just like, eeny, meeny, miny, you, and pointed to, Martin, our rogue, who's like, he's a bit of a narc. Because he's like an investigator and he's like, oh yeah, like I know what's best and blah, 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 blah. And June's like, I hate you so much.
Fun.
But anyway, so uh they're like we're gonna put this in you, and Martin took exception to that and was like, no, not ever. Okay, thanks, bye. And they're like, we didn't ask. And so he kept like, turning it down, and eventually it was like they were going to start some real shit because Martin just kept like, saying no. And I mean, also like partially valid, but also shut up, we're trying to live. And yeah, like we thought we asked, for sure. And so like they were threatening like bodily harm to the rest of us, and Martin and June's like, I actually need this idiot alive. And eventually was like, I'll take it. And they're like, really? It's like yes. And June gives like the reasons as to like why he would, because like they had an understanding for like how important this information was, and like the lengths he would go to get it.
Yeah.
And so they agreed, and yeah, they put the freaking brain worm into June. But the way they freaking did it, oh my god, the way they did it. This like vampire chick, I guess questionably the evil hot one. They're all evil. But she was like, "Oh, I will give you a bit of a gift before, because this is going to hurt quite a bit." And so she like put the worm into her own freaking mouth, and June's like, "Dude, if I just had to swallow it, just give it to me." But she grabs his head and forcefully like pulls him into a kiss, and he's just like, and like that brain worm just goes right up into him, and it was like viscerally described and like how it goes up into his head, and he's like, well, I hated that. Is what he said afterwards.
Thanks, I hate it.
Yeah, I hate it. And yeah, so then yeah, so they had to head off to the prison, and turns out that freaking brainworm was steadily killing June along the way. So every time like we stopped too long, June was freaking dying. So it was great, like permanently air quote. Like his maximum HP would go down.
Yeah.
And so by the time we actually got to the prison, his HP, which was like before at like 40 something, like mid 40s or so, it dropped down to like 15.
God.
Because I kept rolling really bad for con, and then how much like, yeah, I was like, bruh. But the point was is like it would like sap some of his like life energy or whatever, so then when they eventually fed it to like the vampire mama, it would help like rejuvenate her or some shit like that. But they didn't give like the full details. But anyway, yeah, so we asked like a bunch of like these other people that we knew in this guild that we worked for to help us get there faster, and thank goodness we did, because if we had to get there on foot, I would have died midway. And that would have sucked a lot, and I would have came back to haunt Thaddeus and be like, you son of a bitch.
God.
But it was debatable whether or not June could actually die because of the circumstances in which he came back, but yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, freaking prison. Ugh. None of us knew Celestial. The DM was not expecting that. It was so funny. We're like, no, none of us knew. Why didn't you check before?
Oof.
It was so funny. And we did break out Vampire Mommy. We also set her up so she could just freaking die later too. It's gonna be really great when those vampire kids are like, yay, mommy's back. And then she just freaking crumbles into dust because like we pretty much put a parasite into her that'll kill her. That isn't the brain worm. We added something extra.
Hot.
It's like, perish.
That's what you get, baby.
Yeah. It was an interesting mess, to say the least. June just wants information on Bedlam so he can get his freaking revenge and, I don't know, die in a heap somewhere later. That'd be pretty cool. I say with air quotes.
And before he's secretly a revenant, once he gets to Dog Johnny, he just dies.
God. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. But mechanically, I'm not, so. Whatever, who knows? Maybe I'm just a reflavored revenant. Casually reflavored. Well, Babby already made this freaking joke in the last like couple of streams, but they June and Bedlam were not only like friends for since they were kids, like when they first met,
Mm-hmm.
but they were an item after
Oh, yeah.
after a while. So this betrayal like literally came left field for June.
Yeah.
And so that's why June is like, fuck him. God damn it, that's the fourth. No! Okay, wait. I'm quoting a character. This is fine. It's fine. Quote, 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 quote. But telling, yeah, just going to return the favor for killing him. But June did recently learn that that wasn't Bedlam in control of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So now like all that rage is like, what do I do now? How do I fix this? But yeah, no, June was like ready to just do the same thing because this scar that's on his chest, that's a blast mark that went through him.
Yeah.
So like it was a hole initially, and it's not anymore because his patron like pretty much fixed it.
Yeah.
For how long? Who knows? But it is a time.
Woo.
Woo! Give me a hot second. Trying to check something. Where'd I put it? Nope. Well, I don't know where it is. I don't care. I don't care anymore. My music froze. Cool, great. Let's put something different anyway. This one. It's not like you guys will be able to hear it, but I certainly will.
Tee-hee.
Tee-hee. There we go. But yeah, went straight through him. It was like an early version of like a hand cannon, and that sucked. I feel like the backdrop of like the wood right here needs something. Let's see, where is my line brush? Is it this one? It is. No, it's not. That's not it. No. Where is it? Oh, that had to be that one. No. That's the one, okay. I just can't read. I really thought, Eric, that said that you were just gonna bring back like a bullet as an NPC. Is like, okay. I mean, I'm not, not want to judge, but I don't know how that's gonna go. Goodness. Yes. This wood is looking pretty decent. Oh. No, not the baby.
That's an interesting badge.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Talk about putting yourself through the ringer.
I mean, babies, what can you do? When they gotta cry, they gotta let you know. Okay, that's the one with the pipe. Gotta carefully go in and just do some of these raised details. Not that I actually have to, but I don't know, it looks nice. How goes warming up, by the way?
Okay, more than a warm up as it usually does.
Oh. Yeah, it do be like that sometimes, though. pretty happy with this pipe.
Yeah, that's the sexy pipe.
Pipey, 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 pipe. Gosh, June smokes a lot.
Well, with all the he goes through, I'd imagine he needs it.
Gosh, I'm also like looking on stream, like just the color for the like everything. Ugh, like on the pants, this shade looks so freaking red. Ugh, it's bothering me because I don't want it to be red. Let's try something darker. No, that seems a little too dark. Maybe if I go back, just select the certain areas here. Not too dark. Also still too dark. I guess characters tend to have a lot in common. If they smoke, they were betrayed.
Yeah. Ha-cha-cha. It's true. Cassidy smokes, and she was also betrayed.
Oh, shit. What if I do soft light instead? Nope. Color burn. That's a bit more intense, but I'd have to drop it. No. 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 It's one of these, I swear it is. Ugh, I hate hard light. Okay, overlay it is, fine. I think with overlays, it's just so hard to be delicate with it. In my experience, anyway. Oh yeah, that looks so much less harsh. Go back and forth here and there just to like lighten up the parameters of the shading, because you don't want like a hard line. I mean, you can, whatever, but I don't. I mostly did it for June because of aesthetics.
Understandable.
Like he just, I don't know. June's just a cool character. It's
Yeah.
classic. Just gotta look good, baby. I mean, as full of himself as it sounds, he knows he looks good. I mean, you don't get this cool looking being a good person.
Debatable, but I agree.
It's not to say that he's done a lot of terrible things in his life, but being part of a pirate crew, you get coerced into doing a lot of bad shit.
Very true.
I feel like I should have I should have like the lighting, because the lighting so far cascades like this way, so there's
Hmm.
like all of this is shadow,
Yeah.
but I really should have it like shade here and then just have like another one just go through.
Hmm.
Like so this one's also shade. So then I have like more contours to work with and just like force that kind of lighting. Also there's like a bunch of banister like poles and shit going on in here,
Hmm.
so it wouldn't be out of like disbelief that that would be the case.
Hmm.
I say as I'm trying to justify what I'm doing.
The lighting doesn't have to be 100% correct because he's on a boat, so maybe the sails unseen are just creating more shade.
It's true. So I'm not like a lighting expert. Unless it has to do with water, then I'm better with that. Wait, I might put this in the lighting section, so let's mess with that. It's all an experiment. All right. Yes. Then I could just take away some pieces, and that'll look good, maybe. Yeah. Well, we just have like this interesting type of synergy. Also, like I explain off the bat, like, hey, June's not gonna be like the nicest character until like probably later when he gets used to you guys and actually gains a form of trust.
Hmm.
So yeah, like I lay it down like early on, um, and also just kind of like gently poke. It's also a game. Don't take it personally.
Yeah.
Like just straight up, like, bruh. I shouldn't have to say it, but yeah.
Yeah, character bleed can be pretty real. I've seen it far too much.
It's like, your character is mean to me. Do you just not like me? It's like, what? No, it's just how the character is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but they're so mean. It's like, yeah, it's called not being friendly.
Yeah, you're not gonna get my character's trust right at the fucking gate.
Yeah, work for it. You wanted that badly? Work for it.
Yeah, if I'm ever I'm playing a character who's like even like the slightest bit of not nice, I always tend to like make it a bit of like, oh my god, your character's so cute, or like just being very different out of character than I am in character. So it's like,
Yeah,
listen,
just do it like really, really hard so then people get it. Yeah. No, I get you. Ugh.
but even then, like I find myself like not being as mean as I could be, more so because like I don't want that possibility of character bleed to even happen. So I'm like, I don't want to sound mean to you, so I'm gonna tone it down.
You have more restraint than I do.
It all depends too. Like if it's voice RP, then I'm a lot nicer than I should be. But if it's text, I can go all out.
No, I don't hold back.
I know you don't.
Like, yeah, it's either way. I mean, it's like, if you don't get that it's not real, then
Mm-hmm.
maybe playing a game is not for you.
Yeah.
Or go to like the, what is it, Weenie Hut General.
Weenie Hut Junior.
Yeah. Yeah, you want something nice? Go somewhere else.
Yeah.
'Cause that's not what you're gonna get here. Not from this jaded bastard.
Yeah, because like in one like RP slash a tabletop game, it was text based, and like this whole time, like my character was completely just antagonizing and tearing down like this this other player character, and we were like, cause, like she was visiting me at the time, so like this was happening, but she was like right across from me, so like my character's being like viscerally mean and like tearing them down, but like the two of us are just laughing our asses to each other because it was
Yeah.
so good. It was funny. To be fair, like I've known this friend for like years, so like I know I can do that and get away with it, and like know that she won't like no character bleed will happen. So that just makes it all better.
Yeah.
It's funny because I was playing Gadriel and he's the absolute fucking worst I've ever made.
Gosh darn it. Hmm.
Hmm.
Adjusting pieces. It's always adjusting lighting.
Bless you.
Thank you. so much sneezing. Get that blue tone back. Get the darker. Let's try a bit of this going down here.
Oh, that's a whole ass mood. I've had to deal with so much shit happening at some of these, and it's just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen whole friend groups, like, melt down and break up because of a fucking game.
And or piss poor communication.
Mm-hmm. It's always about the communication.
And no one wants to step up and just be like, hey, you know, we can work this out because we're not cavemen. We can just talk it out. But no one really usually wants to. They just want to feel validated for feeling upset.
Yeah, and then when people do talk it out, like, the conversation always goes in a fucking circle where it's just like, I'm feeling this way, and the person's like, okay, I get that, but I'm feeling this way, and then the other person's like, okay, I get that, but I'm feeling this way, and it never goes anywhere, because it's just like them trying to state their side, but no one's trying to make a fucking compromise. It's like, oh my god!
Yeah, it can be very trying sometimes.
Yeah, my patience has been very tested.
Yeah. I have been thrown under like buses because of games. Because like, you know, people reveal their type of not so nice personality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm still like messed up from that.
Mm.
Like it like I try not to be like, oh, it's not gonna bother me, but it honestly it does still haunt me sometimes. And honestly, it all just stems from like, what is it called? Player,
Character bleed?
hmm?
Character bleed?
No, like having control of your character.
Oh, player agency.
That's it. That's the one. Um, Getting a player agency like stripped even before I went into the game. And that was like my first game, and I didn't know that that was not an okay thing to experience. Like I freaking felt it like it wasn't okay, but I didn't know at the time. And it's like, the thing is, like, I don't even think the DM was doing it like to be malicious, because I legit think he just didn't know. So it's one of those like benefits of the doubt kind of thing that's just very poorly executed. And what I learned was that like if ever there was the case where like, oh, you wanted like secrecy for like something that's going on behind the scenes or whatever, just freaking trust your players not to metagame.
Yeah.
Let everyone else in on whatever's going on. That's okay. If you can, you know, avoid freaking drama. It's like, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like.
But, like, if I keep a character secret thing, it's more of like a personal thing to the character, not like a whole plot thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, it's just not fair. Like, it's like some players having more of the plot than others, and it's like, come on, man. Like the only ever secrets I keep are like, oh, this character is feeling this way because of backstory. Like that's fine, but when it's like, oh, this plot thing happened, but only you know about it, that's when it gets kind of like, that's not fair.
Yeah, that happened, and I ended up looking like a crazy person because my character was like even more out of character.
Mm.
Because like when I went into the game, my character's backstory was changed by the DM because they thought that it would be a better fit because I was coming into the game late. So
Mm.
everyone else was already, like pre-established characters and shit.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, well, like we'll do this so then you can just like blend in a lot faster and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, okay, I guess is all I could really
Mm-hmm.
say because I didn't know like it was okay to just, go in and adjust on your own.
Mm-hmm.
So I trusted my DM from that point. Um, but yeah, so at like my character was not the first version. It like they went in like 2.0. Um, and then when like this big event had happened and it was like super like, oh, hushity hush, you can't let anyone else know like this happened because like they're gonna metagame and blah 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 blah. And me just being like, okay, I guess. But because my character essentially became like merged with an NPC,
Mm-hmm.
um, it was like a 3.0 version. So it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
even like anywhere near close to the thing that I was playing beforehand.
Yeah.
And I had to
That's shitty.
constantly ask my DM like, "Hey, what are they gonna do now? What do they do here? What because I didn't know. I didn't know
Mm-hmm.
what this character was gonna do." And that really
Yeah.
sucks because like um, I shouldn't have to ask a DM how is this character going to behave.
Yeah. That's oof.
Um, but yeah, so that happened, and this like it was like little red flags, and I just didn't really pay attention much to it because I'm just like I just want to play and try and have
What was your
fun.
first time too?
Yeah. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah, that
no
happened,
matter.
and ugh, like a huge fallout happened afterwards from that game, and then it kind of carried on into like when I went to school and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and got even more complicated. Which is why like um, at the time when I gave you like some heads up on certain people, um, just like hey, you do you, but also they won't hesitate. So
Oh yeah.
um,
I'm the kind of
yeah.
person where if I meet new people, like I keep them at an arm's length. It takes me a while for me to like actually let people in. So
Yeah, yeah, I get that, but yeah, it was. I think the stupid thing was is like the personalities of these people didn't like they were kind of showing in the game, but they didn't really show their full colors until like years later when you
mm,
think that they're still like buddies and shit like that. And then when you tell them no for something, they depict you as like this evil person who is not nice and did all these bad things and blah 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 and just kind of make shit up on the spot,
mm,
which like I had to deal with for a while, and it really sucked because I went like to the same school as these idiots.
yeah,
And it's like, bruh, you can't handle your own shit. Like, why are you involving all these other people? That's what annoyed me the most is that like this person involved other people that didn't need to get involved just because they
yeah,
couldn't handle the fact that I told them that they were having a tantrum,
yeah,
which they were. Like if you have a silent treatment to somebody in the same room as you, but you don't acknowledge their presence or whatever, but you acknowledge somebody else in the same room,
yeah,
that's a silent treatment and that's also a tantrum. And I'm
yeah.
not there to coddle a freaking adult child. So I'm there for my
Damn.
goddamn degree.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that ended up happening, and like this whole fallout happened, and it the actual bit of it was just they requested, I put with air quotes, for me to print something for their final and then like trim and deliver it to them at a certain hour to a certain building the next day. And I told them I couldn't do it, but they could use my printer if they needed to. I just couldn't do it for them because I had all my own finals to deal with, but they didn't take that very well. And eventually I buckled down and said I'll do it, but they got so upset that I told them off the first time. It's a high pressure situation anyway, so but yeah, that happened, and they took extreme exception to it and told everybody else in that past friend group, and needless to say, I learned who were sheeple and who weren't.
Yeah.
Real quick, because at the time of that friend group, I'm gonna put this into the percentile of like 100 real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Like 70% of that friend group I lost it in the course of hours.
Jeez.
And so I was like, well, I'm done with you. That's cool. But I think my favorite thing to have told her was like, you had gone to this school for much longer than I have, and you had at least experienced what, like 2 to 3 finals. So they knew that like running out of ink and running out of paper for all the printers throughout the campus, including at the different print stores, was a very common thing to happen. And in fact, like they experienced it a couple of times already. And so it's like, how were you so ill prepared for something that like you've already known was coming?
Yeah, damn.
There's no excuse. That's on you. That's not my fault that like you were ill prepared and you just hoped like, oh, I could just fall back onto somebody else who has a freaking printer because they offered it, because they have nothing else better to do. And it's just like, okay, I guess I see how it is. But yeah, it's just like, ugh. And yeah, unfortunately, like it's that kind of thing where it still did involve like the game, like back in the day, because it's all of those people were from that game. So yeah, like I don't know, just the game in general wasn't the most healthy.
No.
Healthily executed. And that does suck, because like I could still see like the passion behind its build. Like it was like a lot of work went into it, because the DM really cared about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a lot of general poor execution when it came to the care of the players.
Yeah.
And that does happen. I acknowledge that does happen. And sometimes it's really not intentional.
Mm-hmm.
But gosh darn, does it suck when you're at the receiving end of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, needless to say, I now can recognize when my agency is being messed with really quick. And I put a stop to it very fast. I have no tolerance for that. No, thank you.
Yeah.
So I want to play my character. I don't want to play your character.
Yeah.
Unless. I don't know, am I gonna get a lot of goodies and spoilers and stuff? But nah. Gosh. Yeah, this is all about finding the game that's right for you, that has like a good set of people that are stable. For one.
Yeah.
Like you definitely want a stable group.
Yeah, it's unfortunate when you find out that a group isn't as stable as you think it is, to the point where like like the reason I ended my my WAD game was because
Eric
internal
won.
shit happened between two players,
Mm-hmm.
and like they had said like they're okay, but like I know they're not okay, and it comes to a point where like I'm not gonna have. I don't want to be put in a position where I have to choose
Mm-hmm.
who's staying in this game or not because shit happened. So I'm just gonna end it here
Mm-hmm.
because I don't want to have to be put in that position, and I don't want to lose friends over this. So you guys had fun, but this is your fault. Of course, I didn't word it like that, but I just couldn't take it anymore. Which is a shame
Mm-hmm.
because we were all having fun, but oh well. I'll try again at a later date with a different story.
God, ain't that a freaking mood though.
Yeah. Oh, shut up, you're back.
Also, Eric, how dare you? How dare you? I can't believe you've done this. Babby, I can expect that from, but you. How dare you? Oh, almost. Yeah, I see. Just compensate for Babby not being here. That's fine, I guess. I think this should be a little bit wider, maybe. And let's use the excuses. Oh, that's rough and gross. Been there though. I was I remember being coerced into uh, uh, get like my character ending up like dating another PC. It wasn't great because I didn't want that to happen, but they really wanted it to happen, so and they wouldn't leave me until it did. So then it did. Needless to say, like I can't play this character anymore, and it's sad because like I worked really, really hard on her. It's just like it's not the same anymore. Yeah, soiled it, soiled it. It's all freaking soiled. Yeah, June's looking pretty spicy so far. Gosh, it's so funny in his game. He's like, I'm just a sorcerer, and he's still trying to hold to that. And recently, I did get him sorcerer levels, so that kind of works out. But the reason why like no one really questions what he can do is because like he never has to worry about the whole like spell slot issue, because I made him such a hard hitter that he only needs like a couple of rounds to take something out. Like barely anything, and this is like without Eldritch Blast. So, but sometimes I use Eldritch Blast when I'm far away enough from my own party, so they don't worry about it.
June go boom.
Huh?
June go boom.
Yeah, June go boom. I just, oh, gosh, the Phantomless Warlock is so cool. I love it.
Nice.
Also, these tattoos, technically, they whenever he summons like the spectral tentacle or whatever,
Yeah.
these like disappear off his body.
Spicy.
And so when they get destroyed or whatever, they just kind of like slither back up in place. But yeah.
That's hot.
Hell yeah, it is. Yeah, you know, it's like whatever. No pressure. God, it looks like so dark on the main screen. Why? Ugh. Does that lighten it a little? It does. Okay, cool. I can work with that. Because it looks fine on my screen, is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like on my Cintiq screen.
Yeah.
But the coloring on my other screen is, you know, it's debatable.
Yeah.
Oh, well, whatever. Just like gentle coloring here and there for the lines. Got to kind of semi-blend it in. Because that's just how I like doing my lines. Kind of like Disney-esque style. Ah, I see.
Mm.
Honestly, like, I want to play more games, but it's like, I want to play games with my friends. But there's either like no game available or, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Or there was a game available, but then I missed my shot, and I'm like, no!
Aw.
Which happens sometimes. You know, it's whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's why I'm running the game at this point. Like, fine,
Uh-huh.
I'll just do it myself.
Yeah.
I was like, I kind of miss DMing.
Yeah.
That's fun. To a degree. Yeah, as long as I don't end myself. Well, the rules for Sprawl were very clear. It's like you can only have a maximum of 5, so.
Yeah.
Because then it just becomes too cumbersome to play. Then I don't want you yelling at me again.
What?
Being like, Mir, too many people! Mir, too many people! You're overloading! It's just like,
Oh, well, I mean, that was valid.
It was valid. It was so valid. It was funny, though.
Mm-hmm.
To me. It's like, Mayday! Mayday! It's true. I was just like burning out. Ugh.
Mm-hmm. Flew too close to the sun.
Yeah. I mean, lessons learned, right? As dumb as it is,
Of course.
unavoidable as it was, lessons
Mm-hmm.
learned.
Yeah.
Okay. What else am I missing so far? I think like the flooring needs shading too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably that would be a good idea.
Yeah, the floor needs to drop shadow.
Whoops. There we go. Nope, not that one. Where's multiply? There it is. Okay, cool. Let's just drop some harsh shadows in general first. This is not at all going to be crazy accurate, but whatever.
I don't think anyone's gonna yell at you for it.
I will. At me. Like, Mir, you dumb thought. That's wrong.
No!
Yes.
That's my friend you're talking about.
Ah! Yeah, dude. I was like really stunned that one time when you sent me the collection. You're just like, look at all of these tokens, and you just put them all together. I've like,
Look at all these chickens.
Huh?
Look at all these chickens.
Look at yeah. Dude, no joke. I did like over 100 tokens for Eric here.
Yeah, I believe it. Every time I'd ask you what you were doing, usually the answer was that.
Tokens. Okay, now let's grab some blue. Better. Some pink here. No, too pink. decent. I feel like if I were to do something extra special, just be like a bit of kind of like the whole debatable whether or not I'd actually have that kind of whatever. I'd have to look up a technique because I know what I want to do, but I just gotta figure out how to frickin' do it, you know?
Yeah.
God, what? There's just like such a freaking hooker pose. Part of me is like I should have where is it? Let me just turn that off real quick. Like a horizon line of like water and stuff.
Yeah.
You're out on the seas.
Yay.
Too much water. No, it would be like right around here, wouldn't it? If I remember this right. So I don't have my rulers anymore because I got rid of them. So I have no idea where the horizon line is anymore. It seems about right though.
Yeah.
But it is almost like straight on, so it just like would be like here-ish. All right, cool. Whatever. I'll keep that. Let's get a bit of darker blues here and there. Darker. Okay, now back to light. I know you have a lot of NPCs in your world. Oh no, I worked on the majority of them. For now.
2 more years. How long has that game been running? Damn.
I wouldn't be surprised if, like Eric said, a
Ooh.
decade.
So you're halfway there.
Oh my gosh, halfway there.
Halfway there. Halfway there.
Stay on target. Do you think I should add some clouds?
That's up to you. It could be a very clear day.
Yeah, that's true. It could be a very clear day.
Yeah.
But I could also just see what it would look like. Just use that for the smoke. No.
It's a nice ass cloud brush.
Yeah. It's like really good erasing properties too. It's very forgiving. I don't know, I'm not really sold on adding clouds now. Ow. Just feel like it works in some cases, but I have to, you know, aesthetically make it look good.
Yeah.
So it's a lot, yeah. Like I mentioned before, it's just a lot of back and forth. I do know that I did want clouds like behind the roping, so then it creates depth.
Yeah.
Ow. I think I just try not to make it be like one solid line across. Ugh. I'm taking away clouds, I'm putting them down, I'm taking them away again. back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I do kind of want it to look like an almost like it could have been a clear day, but then there's still like wisps of cloud here and there.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm trying to go back and forth and just get that balance without having to go so hard into everything else. Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah.
Looking good.
Gosh. Nah, that's a mood. Gosh. Kind of wish I did that, but I didn't. Something else is missing, and I'm trying to like just figure that out, I guess. That's not it. Oh yeah, besides revenge, I guess. Let's do another multiply layer. Maybe do more specific shading. Like a multi-layer shading project. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why when you said multi-layer, my brain immediately went to multi-layer marketing scheme. Like, that's not it.
Yeah, his code is actually a scheme. Yeah. Thank you. Like I said, a lot of back and forth until it feels right.
Yeah.
I also really like abusing this lasso fill tool. Just it's not as neat, but it sure is faster.
It's such a funny tool because like all the other tools on Clip Studio have like the stroke icon or like an actual icon, and then this last autofill has like this weird ice cream turd thing
Yeah.
as its icon, and I'm like, okay.
Not even graceful looking. Just a freaking mess. Gotta just shade in the booba a little. Oh, well, thank you. The feeling may not be the same because I didn't sleep that much, so I'm a little tired, but
Mare!
it's fine. It's fine. I'm encroaching upon the time where like stream's gonna end anyway, so probably
Yeah, like in a minute.
well, yeah. I mean, I'm watching down for the timer. So like even if it says like, oh, it's 4 o'clock out here, it's just like, no, well, I mean, yeah, I did say that, but also I'm kind of waiting for it to say like the 3 hour mark on the stream manager.
Yeah, well, you're at 2:59, so.
Yeah, 2:59 and 20 seconds. It's time for real quick crotch pant details. Just a little bit here and there. It's fine. I'll lighten it. The high C's. You gotta have tight pants. That's the point. Gosh. Okay, well now it's reached that point. Just press save.
Bum, bum.
Yeah, I mean it's coming together pretty nicely. It just needs like a bit more lighting here and there, and I think it'd be good to post.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I could just be like, well, I'm either really happy with this or happy enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I will close the stream here and I'll see you guys again on Friday. Unless something comes up and then I'll say otherwise. But yeah. So thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye-bye.